Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to I'm looking at Joan Eardley today. I think you say Eardley. This is her book. I hope you can see that. Anyway, she's a Scottish artist. I think a lot of people have seen her on the internet by now. She's becoming quite popular. She hasn't I don't think she's as renowned as she should be, but I think over time she'll become more renowned for her work. So she did a lot of, I love her landscapes, I'll show you in a sec, but she also did a lot of children's portraits of the poor kids in the area that she lived in. And I'll just go through and find some. So that's her there. Anyway, I really love the style that she does. It sort of suits me, very messy and more about the energy of it rather than absolutely precise. And so there's the little kids. You can see there, it's one of the streets. I forget the area that it was called. It doesn't really matter, but this is where her studio was. So studio there. I mean, it was Scotland. All I can think is how cold that studio would have been. And oh God, she was amazing to have done all the work she's done in that sort of freezing cold. Because she was poor, like she didn't have much money herself. I think she grew up in like a middle class family, but she didn't have much money because she was an artist. She died really young too, in her 30s, of breast cancer. So, you know, I can't imagine the work she would have ended up doing if she's done all this already. So here's her sketching one of the little kids. Some of her city sort of stuff. Anyway, here's some of her children's portraits, young kids, Townhead and children. So it was the Townhead, it was called, in Glasgow. So some of the kids. Oh, see, I love this. This is really good. This is right up my alley with that blue. I love that. Like, I mean, I do that with my trunks in my trees. I love it so much. The dark moodiness of that picture is so cool too. I'll go through some more that I find really inspiring. So she worked in oil, but she also worked in gouache and charcoal and pastel on paper, and then oil on canvas. And she'd go out, so there's the kids there, and she'd go out and walk around the streets, and she wanted to show, you know, the kids and emphasize, you know, how poor they were and how they just, you know, find ways to play and enjoy themselves. Like, there's such cute little pictures. Like, I'd like to do some drawings of these pictures. They're so cute. I love the little you know, 1950s outfits. I've got a bunch from my family that I want to do myself, so I might play with some of these but use my own personal pictures from my own family eventually. So there's some more there. So here's some drawings. This one's pastel and watercolour on pink paper. This is oil on board. So she really distorted their faces a lot. Like, so to me that's too distorted, but I appreciate it and I think it's really cool, and I love the marks. That's in oil, that one. Okay, so here's a study, and that's the girl, obviously. So yeah, here's some here. And she did used to, so they would do their own little drawings on the side of the wall to play and stuff, and she would actually incorporate them into her paintings, which I think is really cool. And look at all this blue, isn't it gorgeous? So here's another one here, little kids skipping. So I'll just go through, run through. So I love it. See, I used to do little children, pictures of little kids, little shy kids and stuff. So I really love this, you know, how they're being quite shy. And they're sticking their heads out the window there, checking out what's going on. So these I really love, these in particular, these ones, and the one at the back here I will show you, which I did a study of, and I'll show you that in a sec, but I'll just keep flipping through. Like, look at that blue. So this is completely colours that I would use, and yeah, that blue's gorgeous, but just how so loose that is and expressive. I love it. And that is gouache and pastel on paper, and then so that one's watercolor and pastel, watercolor, gouache and pastel, and the other one's gouache and pastel. So here's some. So I really love the charcoal outline with the bit of gouache and pastel. I love it with Toulouse-Lautrec's work as well. Sorry, I just realised that whole picture wasn't in there. I'll go back to that. I hope that was. I love it in Toulouse-Lautrec's work as well. Like, I do love that look, and I love this, that she's used a mid-tone ground and then the white of the chalk pops. I love that use of that, and I would like to start incorporating that into my work. So yeah, Toulouse-Lautrec used to do it, but he did it with pastels and Degas as well, which I don't know anyone that doesn't love Degas' beautiful pastel work with the dancers and stuff. But Toulouse-Lautrec used to use oil, but it looked like pastel because he'd do it on board. It was like a cardboard board thing. It was a particular special board that was made for artists, and so he'd get that sort of pastel-y look with the oil, which really looks so cool. Yeah, so there's that picture again, and I love that. I just love these. They're so like messy and full of energy. These ones are a bit full on for me, like they're a bit too abstracted, but I appreciate what she was doing. And she would incorporate a bit of collage from, you know, outside and pick up little bits of lolly wrappers and things like that, cigarette packets, things like that, and put them in there. So it's pretty cool. Just like she's eating a little orange there. And I love how she changed the colours of the eyes. Like, she did the eyes differently, and, you know, I mean, that one again is a bit too abstracted for me. Like, personally, in my own work, I don't want things that abstracted if I'm doing portraits. But so awesome. And before I get to the landscapes, just to show you, because I'm concentrating on portraits today, but that's the one that I did. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, I think it's mostly in there. It's in there enough. I don't want to move the camera up again. It's such a drama. So that's it there. I'll just move it across a bit. Oh, these pencils are in the way. Hold on a sec. Everything's in the way. There we go. So that's it there. And yeah, she's got a little cross-eyed little, you know, it's very very similar to the original one. I'll get the original one and put it next to it and see if you can see it. Ah, should be going on that side, I guess. So that's the original one. That's her. So how she's got the eyes quite different and cross-eyed and stuff, and it's really interesting, and just a hint of the nose and mouth and stuff. It's similar to what I used to do, but not. I was more refined with mine. So yeah, that's, you know, try to get the eyes in as best I could, but just that whole idea of the imperfections and more of it being more expressive, and there's a lot of energy in it and stuff. So I'm excited, and using the charcoal, pastel and gouache. So that's what I'm going to focus on today. So I'm not going to focus so much on having an accurate portrait. I'm going to do my granddaughter. Let's see, here we go. So I've got this cool, cute photo. Oh, I hope you can see it. Let me just, these lights aren't fun sometimes when they're like that. Okay, so I think you can see it now, yeah. So this cute photo of her, of my granddaughter, and she was eating a lolly last time I was visiting, and her tongue went blue, and I was telling her, and I took a photo to show her because she didn't, you know, she couldn't see it. So she thought that was pretty funny, and then my other granddaughter did the same thing. So I will do her next. I've got 6 grandchildren, so I'm looking forward to being able to draw them more, and so that's my new baby granddaughter. And this one is the same one as her. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to focus on that picture. I will just finish showing you some of Joan's landscapes, just so you can have a quick look. So she used to go to this place called Cataline and stay there for ages, and like it was a really windy, stormy sort of place, and she'd go out in the storm and paint like Turner did, and she'd just get these amazing images. So I'll just run through some, because I'm going to do some landscapes based on her work as well, so like inspired by her work as well. So when I do, I'll probably go through this, so I don't want to be repeating too much. That'll be in another video. But I do love, like, look at all this. She's actually put grass and stuck it on there, but just the busyness, like the messiness, it's so interesting. And it is like a field of flowers, you know, like wildflower grasses and wildflowers. This one here I think is really cool too. I love the colors. I can't really make out what that is. I mean, to me it feels like a cactus or some sort, but I'm not sure. So it says field with flowers, and then this one is, the other one I just showed you was summer fields. So it doesn't give me, I can't figure that out, but I still like it, and it does give me, you know, the feeling of it. It's some sort of cactus or flower, or weird flower of some sort. I love the way she's just done layers and layers over the sky, and then just put like a thin opaque layer over the top. I just love her layering. So yes, I think that's all I'll show you for today, maybe a couple more. I'm trying to get one that was out in the actual, so look at that. It reminds me of a Turner, but you know, like the sunrise one. That possibly could be a haystack, but I'm not sure. I don't think it would be where she lived, where she was doing it. So this, I love all artist sketches. I don't know, because I'm more of I like the sketchy, you know, sketchbooks and working in them and stuff. So I tend to really appreciate their sketches. Yeah, I can't really find the sort of more rough sea ones, but oh, here we go, some of them, yeah, there. And that, so that's it there. And then this is the picture from where that was. So anyway, so there's a couple of books out on her at the moment. This is one came from, I think, the museum of where in Scotland, where National Galleries Scotland. It's where they keep her work. So yeah. Anyway, let's get on with it. Just gonna find a reference picture that I want to look at and get some ideas from. So I do really like this one. I'm not sure I want to have a dark background though, so such a dark background. She's going to have a blue tongue, possibly. I need to set this. Okay. And I thought I had, oh yeah, I have, there we go. Right. Just going to flip backwards and forwards with a couple of the pictures. So I'll just get this one back to the page I'm on. And I will look at that one, but I'll I'll flick backwards and forwards between a couple of them that I like. So this one here that I like, and then that one there that I like. So we'll see what comes of it. It might work, it might not work. But I love her treatment of the hair and everything, so we'll see. Wish me luck is all I can say. Right, I'm just going to keep that one there. And I'll keep this one in front of me where I can see it. All right. So with the so I might do a starting shape to start off with. I've got a bit of paint here already. To my side you can't see it, so I've got my gouache palette here, so I'm using the gouache, and then I've got my pastels palette here, which I'll show you. One of them, I've got millions of pastels, but I've got this one. It sort of sits on my table permanently, really. So that one's there. And I'm going to use, to draw the initial basic outline, I'm going to use this woodless charcoal pencil in the soft. So let's see how we go there. Alrighty. Let me just see. So she's about there, I'd say her top of her mouth is. Maybe not quite the nose, how it's meant to be, but whatever. And then we come into here. I've got to not get too precious about things because it's easy to do. So I've got to sort of start in here. It's hard to see too. I'll bring her up a bit more. It doesn't have to look like her, that's the thing, so I've got to remember that. I think I've done her eyes too big. It's always a thing that you can do. It looks weird at the moment. And then do this bit here. Her eye goes down a bit. I can feel myself getting really precious. I always do when it's my grandchildren. It's just, I just feel such a pressure to get a likeness, and I hate the feeling of it. So I'm just going to leave it at there now. I'm probably going to get this mouth done. It's a I've chosen quite a difficult picture, so we'll see what happens. It may turn out terrible. And you'll never see the light of day of it because I won't be showing it. It's on a weird angle too, this painting. Like I find it easier to draw on an easel because I'm too high up otherwise, but I just have to deal with that. And I'm holding, you can see how I'm holding my pencil, so I'm not being really accurate and drawing like that. I'm really holding it like this, trying to get it at least a bit accurate as I can. So yeah, this eye is quite big compared to what it should be. So we'll see. It's probably, she looks like an alien right now. I need to get the shape of her hair in. Okay, so that could have gone out more that way. And let's just get the shape of this in. So we got this. Just try to be different on each eye, you know. See how we go. Get them both going down to the bottom bit, and that. Sorry, I'm not good at talking and drawing at the same time. Right. Okay, so what I want to do is get this hair in. I'm just looking at the distance, so maybe here. One of the biggest things with getting a likeness is actually the hair. You wouldn't think so, but it is. So if it's coming down here, yep, in there. Just it's hard to see in this picture what her hair is actually doing there. So I'll come back in here a bit more, and then her hair is up a bit here and going like that, it's flicking around. So we've got some bits like that flicking around. But that thing's sticking on me that usually does. Alright, so at the top here it's a bit weird. I really need to get her mouth sorted out because she just looks so weird right now. And she doesn't look like she's looking at me. Her pupil's too far away. I just got to make it a bit bigger. Yeah, I always struggle with that. Anyway, let's get this face sorted out because it's this is really not happening right now. Or like that. Her tongue is about there. So I've really, the struggle I'm having here is, alright, her teeth. The struggle I'm having here is most definitely trying to keep this very simplified. I'm not doing too good at it. And I don't have much control here either, so. Alright, I don't have it looking at me, which is a problem. I need to sort that out. Definitely, see, this is all, let me just get some brown in there. Yeah, this should be coming over way more, but it's really hard to see her eyes right now. She's got very dark eyes, as you can see. They're very dark. You can see that. So it's really hard to see. Oh, okay, I got it. I see what I've done there. I haven't put the pupils right in the middle, so now she's going to be looking to the side. What I'm going to do is actually try and erase it and start again on that, because I really want her looking at me. So I'm going to go back to this, but now we're going to come back in. Here is the pupil. And this one. So the pupil's right in the middle here. And then we've got the eye. The eye bit. The crazy eyes, pretty much. And then we've got this little bit coming out here. She has a bit coming out there. There's a bit coming down there. And yeah, she's got this bit coming down there. It is, I am drawing like not very, not very accurate there, which is what I wanted. I want this one to come out down a bit, but out. Certain things need to really still be emphasized. And then that bit in there. Oh, we'll see. All right, still feels like she's not looking at me, but I'm just, it's the best I'm going to get right now. I still think it needed to be more in the middle here. And then more here. We'll see. It's better. I think it's looking more now. Okay, I'll bring her down again so I can see. Right. Okay. So then we've got her neck. She doesn't have much of a neck going on here. She's got her top coming right out. And her arm, which is like that. And let's see, neck. This is the cute little collar. There's a cute little collar happening that I want to get some nice little pattern into. So again, I've got to be careful not to put too much detail. Like I want some detail, but not too much detail. So that'll have little lines in it. Okay, and then she comes out here on this side. She's such a little cutie. It's so funny doing drawing your own family. It's so fun. Fun but challenging. All right, now I'm going to get in these lines, and then I can do some more later. I just want to, I've got to start getting loose. Like I'm really being silly, not being loose here. So there's her other arm, and then we'll get that top in there, right? So, and we'll go down there. I just can't be, I've got to be less detailed. Okay, so let's get in here. So we need this bit here, and I think I'll bring some purple in here, but let's see, what do we got here? So this is her arm, this is the, the seam of the top. It's thinking of what to keep in and what to sort of not keep in as well. Like you can have too much there and then not enough. All right, so we go here. Right. We go right around there, I think, and then another one. Can emphasize a bit there. So her hair's going to be very dark. That's kind of cute, but really her face comes out more here, so it sort of comes up and out more here, sort of like that. And then so does the other side. You got to be careful with these lines. They can really age people and make them look weird, especially kids, but anyone really. So I will get some dark in there, but I've got to, yeah, I knew this would be a challenge. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Okay, we've got some semblance of a child there. It's not really looking like my granddaughter, but it doesn't really matter. I don't show my daughter because she always says, doesn't look like her, nose doesn't look like her, doesn't look like her. And it just like gets me down and I'm like, oh. So I just don't bother showing her anymore because it's just, I don't want to go through that. I just want to create something that I like. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just get in here and there. And then we've got the other side one. Okay, so I'm just going to decide, so her hair I want it to be a nice brown. I'm going to probably, I might add some red in there, but I don't know, maybe yellowy brown. Let's see. I'm using this brush, so Master's Point Neef for now. Oh, maybe I'll use that at the end. might use this little Chinese brush. Okay, I need to mix up some colours next to me. You can't see this bit, but I'm just going to have a quick mix of some colours. I'm going to shove some stuff out of the way so I can have some room to do that, because I've got stuff down there from the last painting I did. Alright, so I'm actually going to go straight in here. Yep, that's nice. Alright, let's do that. So she's got dark there, and then it's sort of gone lighter. And then she's up there, like her hair is quite high, her forehead's quite high. I'm going to add, that's it. That's it. And I need to stop being so precious now, because I'm being silly. This is where you've really got, I've lost that. I want that part bit there. Alright. That's it. And we'll get this dark in here. Might need a bit more water. Yeah, right next to her face, I'll do the darker brown. And then under there, then we'll do the reddy brown. I'm still being way too controlled, and I know that because I can see myself doing it. What I did last time was I did like an undercoating, like a lightish undercoated colour, because I sort of followed what she did, but alright, I'll put a bit of blue with that. This gouache is lovely to work with. Right. I think I'll go in and put some colour in her face. Just bits of this like little portraity pinky colour. Just bits here and there, so I'm going to just look at the reference and go from there. So we might be a bit rosy around here. So she's got a bit of white here, white on her nose, white around there. That's not white. She's got darker down here, darker down there. This colour's way darker. I could bring that in. It needs a bit of a blue happening. That's a phthalo blue. Nope. Needs a bluey grey, not too much of a blue. I say, and then I do a really blue. There we go. Let's see, so we're going to go in darker here. Oh, okay, so it's lifting that. So we just deal with what comes. Whatever happens, happens. Okay. I need to do that blue tongue anyway, but yeah, it's definitely not messy enough for me, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'll get some pinks in here and stuff as well. So I'll get some dark in there. Yep. Yep. And here, and then this, we usually get that sort of indent bit there. That's usually darker along the side, and then I'm going to get some pink to put in there. Just a tiny bit of pink. I've got a bit of pink here. Sort of rougey pink colour. So we'll do that up here, down there. Get a bit across there. I got to deal with that tongue. And I definitely have captured her cheekiness. I know that much. That's funny. What I can see here is these need to come in more. To bring that right in there. Still looking. Alright, her eyes are quite browny. They're dark brown, but I'm gonna emphasize them a little bit less than they are. I'll put a bit of grey in there. Yeah, that's a bit too light. May not be the brush for it. I know you can't see what I'm doing here, but I don't want it the same colour as the hair. That's the issue there. So we'll have to just go the lighter colour. I might keep this one. No, I'll do a little bit on this one. So what I'm going to do is just working out what I do then. So it's a pink top, and then I've done her face in pink, and I feel like it's too pink now. So I'm going to use some of this. And oh God, that is really, okay, we're not doing that. We're going to use that like that. Alright, I'm going to use actual proper pastel because that's not working. That's better. That's going on way better. Alright. And a bit in along here. That's what I wanted there. I like the idea of the different colour eyes, so I might change the colour of this one eye to more of this colour there. It is more of this hair colour, but oh well, bad luck. Right, I'm now going to go over the hair with some, or am I? I'll just have a quick look at it for a sec. Alright, I got to deal with this blue tongue. A little bit of pink at the bottom, and then what I think I might do is I'm just going to get a bit of white on here, and then I can go over it. Oh well, there you go. So it's still wet, so that probably wasn't the smartest idea, but I did it anyway. Yeah, it's lifting it, but whatever. That's the whole point of the fun of it. Okay, I want to come to this and then go back to things, so I'll get this pink in here. So there's a sort of a purpley colour in here that I'm going to do, and I might actually do that with pastel or something. I might do it with this actually. Yeah, a bit down there, some up here. Right, then we're going to get some colour in here. My colours are hopeless. I need to clean this. I can't use that. That's so dirty, look at it. I don't think that's a straight white, but I'll try it. Yeah, I'll have to put the other white on there. The Neo Pastel's not quite white enough. And I'm like, am I jumping ahead doing this now? Probably, but anyway, I just want a bit of white here and there, even though they're not really white in the shadows. Just some bits of the flowers. It's not quite white, so I think I have a bluey white. This one might work. Yeah, grey. More of a grey down there and down there, because we're not in the light, and up here too. All right, sort this tongue out, Kimberly. Let's see. I do want it to be quite rough, so let's see. Get a colour mixed up here. That's it, and down the bottom. I'm going to let it run into a bit of pink or something, or a reddy colour. Not too pinky red though. That's it. Right. Bit more dark. Bit more dark under there. I've got every colour going on up here. All right. trying to make that a bit more messier. Yes, it's a bit too neat. Alright. Just have to keep spraying my gouache, otherwise it'll dry out. Might get a bit of, where's that paintbrush? A bit of paint in this side, it's a bit of dark grey browny colour in here, so in and along here, there, and then down there, it's definitely darker. Now I need this pink to happen. And then I'll fix the face because it's definitely not how I want it. So I want a sort of muted pinky purple here. That's it. All right. And then we do a lighter one on this side. Right, that's better, a lot more messy. It's more of what I was looking for. Okay. And now I have to sort out this face, it's not doing what I want. That I need to get, that, I don't know if it's dry. It's dry now, so I can go over it. But it really just needs a lot of lightening. And it needs a really light peach, but I don't think I have anything light enough. So I'm going to go over it with this. And then see if I can go over it again. That one. Because this is where the actual light is, in here, where her cheek is, and same with there. So we got light up here, light in here, light on the end of her nose, bit of light in here, some light in there. You don't really have much there, just a little bit. I think I've emphasized it more than there needs to be, so I might just quickly fix that up. I'm not sure about this actual brush. So we're going over it a bit more now. Might go there a bit lighter. And yeah, so I can, let me see what I could do here with the light peach, this sort of skin tone light peachy colour. If I go over the top of that, oh, low battery, I need to get that sorted, don't I? Alright, I'm going to go with a lot of white on here now. I have to, I've got no choice. That's it. That is it. And a little bit on the tongue there. Oops, not that much. A little bit on the tongue, a little bit there. And I want it a bit darker on this side. Hang on. I know I'm talking to myself. You probably won't. It probably won't make sense later. Who knows? Right. So now I think it's dry now, so I can do the flowers on there. And the ones there. And I want to do these lines here, so I'm going to do those. It's in here. That's it. That line. That one we can emphasize again. Alright, so we can go over with some charcoal again. Let me just get some bigger piece of charcoal, I think, and like a, oh, here we go. Here we go. Yep, I'm going to put a little bit of blue in here. Where's my blues? Just a little bit of a blue. I don't think it's that one. I think it might be this one. In the middle of these flowers. Nothing too, just something. Just something. Okay, that's actually looking alright, I think. Now I do want to go over the hair with some browns. So let's see what we can get. These 3 browns, I think. We could probably get a lighter one. I like a little highlighty one. So I've got these. Did that show the whole picture? Did we not have the whole picture in there? How? I had it all sorted. Oh, you're kidding me. That is really irritating. It's pretty irritating. Oh, sorry about that. I thought I had it all. There we go. Ruined that idea, didn't I? Didn't I? Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here with this bit. And I'm going to go around here with it as well. Because I know that's what it's doing. That's it. And some of this there. And just trying for, and I want to get this side right. It doesn't feel right there. It feels more right, but it's not quite her shape of hair, so it's not working. But I don't mind. It's sort of working but not working. And the dark bits. Right. Okay, here we go. going to come in more with this in here. In there. Oh, and I want a bit of white for the tongue. It keeps disappearing. You need that white in there, and the white on there. The white on the tongue. Perfect. What else? Maybe a brown for the I'm just looking at the eyebrows, see what they're doing. So it's coming across there. And then those ones. I feel like that's made it look like a more like that. Right, closer to, that'll have to do. I think I want some white on here now. Just on this cheek here, a dab of white there. Yeah, I think that works. I feel like here could be just a bit darker, but I'm not going to really emphasize it too much. And down here as well could be. I might bring some blue down there. Maybe I'll use a blue pastel. I want it quite dark. I'll probably regret this. Oh, it's a chalk. It isn't okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't mind that. Alright, so this is really funny. I'm gonna do this. So sorry that I halfway through didn't show you the whole picture like that I was doing, but I did set it up at the start. I don't know what moved, probably from me moving things around, not double checking. So the shape of the hair is all wrong, so it's not a likeness, but I think it's still a cute picture. And the techniques are there, getting there, you know. I might just to use a different product. I quite like that. Yep. Nice and messy, but let's bring that bigger because we don't want that one the same as that one. This is bothering me in here. I want it to be darker. I'm going to try use paint again. I don't know if it's going to do the colours that I want, so we'll see. We shall see. Alright, let's go in there and get it up there. Okay, that will do. I think we're good. That'll do for now. So it's not like, if you look at the image, it's nowhere near. Sorry, let me see. It's nowhere near her really. But like the hair is so far out. I should bring it in. I reckon if I bring it in, it'll look better. But yeah, I'll see how I feel about it tomorrow with that. Whether I'll bring it in or not. Because I can just paint over it in another colour. Or I can actually wet it, re-wet it, have it as a background. I'm going to do that right now. I'll probably regret this when I look on it later, but I don't care. Just going to re-wet this bit. I'll pull that off as much as I can. See, this is good though, because this is what makes it like messy, you know. Gives that messy look, which is, I want that. And here too, that's not the right shape there. Yep. Just adding that in there, down there. I think that was the arm there. Whoops, let's get rid of that bit then. Yeah, that's making it weird actually. This is not the greatest paper to work too much, so that wasn't the smartest move. Oh. And I'm going to go up a bit too, because it's too big there too. Better. Once that's dry, I'll go over it again, give it a bit more emphasis and shape. Yeah, I think that's way better. That's way better. Just looking at it through the monitor. It still feels big. Doesn't matter. We don't have to be too ridiculous. What I want to do is push this down here though. Because we don't want that. Then we can go over all that tomorrow with something. We're going to let all that dry now. You can't work back over it, it's too wet. Just turn into paper mache, which it already is. So I'll have to work more on it tomorrow or later or tomorrow. There we go. Give it one more spritz before I put it away into the fridge again, because I keep my gouache in the fridge in this little palette, which I've probably talked about before. But it's so good, it stops it. It was getting mouldy before that, but now it doesn't, which is really good. And I use distilled water. First time I didn't. Okay, I'm going to take a photo of this. I got a long way to go, but I like the idea of it. Sometimes when you look through a photo, you can really see it more, what it needs, you know. You probably can't see it very well there. Yeah. I'll adjust it later. It's one of those got to go away and come back to things. So there we go. So far, that's what I've got. I've ended up here with it now. I know, sorry, I was filming and then it got cut off, so I missed out on the filming. But here's where I'm at. It went through quite a few stages. I don't know if I can show you. I might be able to show you on my phone because I took some photos. So you saw where it was at, and then it went through to here. Hopefully you can see that. Let me just stand up and see if you can see it. So it went through to this stage here with the brown on the background. But I felt it just needed a bit of a pop of something. I felt the brown was a bit dreary. I'm not sure how it looks in the monitor compared to in the photo and real life, how it looked, but I felt it didn't have something, it was missing something, it looked a bit dreary, and her head just disappeared into the background too much. So what I then decided was to put the green, because it's a bit of a complement to red, and I had a bit of red in here in the hair. It's got red tones to it, so you know, it's brown, red tone brown, so I thought, okay, some green would be nice. So I've put that in there. The paper doesn't hold up. This paper doesn't hold up too well. It's the Royal Talons sketchbooks, and it doesn't hold up too well to sort of messing about with it while it's wet, and I'm too impatient not to. So I've sort of gone over it. It's had quite a few layers, and I've gone over it while it's wet with the pastel. Yeah, it's lifted and started to do that paper mache thing. It looks nice, but yeah, it's just, you know, you wouldn't want to do that too much. So yeah, that's where I've ended up. I mean, not a great likeness, but still, it's a cute picture. So that's her there. So not a great likeness, and I'm fine with that. I'll get there with that. It's hard to do, and especially because I'm sitting down. When it's up on an easel and I can see it properly, but when I'm sitting down, I'm not above it properly and I can't see it very well, and I can't stand up and draw because I get sore feet. So I do find the angles really difficult. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that, but especially now that I have glasses, so they're magnified, so it's really different getting used to drawing that way. So, but anyway, oops, my daughter's birthday today. Yeah, but anyway, I'm happy with it for first go. And I haven't drawn any portraiture or anything for so long, like at least 2 years, 3 years. So, you know, considering my drawing skills are a bit slacking at the moment, I'm happy with that. Pretty good for first go. So, you know, I'm going to do a whole bunch more. I'm a bit excited. And the other thing, working with the gouache and pastel and charcoal has brought me is a decision that I will take those to Bali with me as well. I think those are the products that I want to use. It's one of the things I do want to study a bit more of. So okay, there you go. Thanks for watching. I hope you watched. I hope I didn't bore the hell out of you. You watched the whole way through. I hope you enjoyed that. So Joan Eardley, check her out. She's was an amazing artist. The sad thing about her was her short life. Like, if looking at her work, where it was up to by the time she was 30, in her 30s, I think it's early 30s, when she passed away. When you look at the quality of her work and how interesting it was by then, like, can you imagine? Like, I just think about, wow, what she would have been doing by the time she was, you know, 60, 70, would have been amazing. That's the sad thing. Same when artists die young, a bit like Van Gogh, same sort of thing. Like, look at what he did in his short span. I think he only painted for 6 or 7 years, and he created so much work. Like, he was in a mad rush. It's almost like he knew he was going to die. And he created so much interesting work. So I'd love to think of what he would have been doing by the time he was, you know, 60, 70. Would have been amazing. But anyway, we've got his work and what he's got, and we've got Joan Eardley's as well. So look her up, have a look. There's a few things on YouTube. I might link them in the description so you can have a look. There's one interesting little doco. There's not a lot of stuff, unfortunately, but there's a few things you can look at. So, and I will do a landscape one as well, that you know, I will look, you know, sort of do a deep dive into landscape sort of techniques and that with her as well, because she does do a few treatments that I want to start doing in my work. You know, that sort of the more messiness. Even though my work is messy, it's not. It's more the foregrounds and stuff. She does really interesting foregrounds, and I struggle with foregrounds. It's one of the things that I do struggle with in my art, so it's one of the things I do want to study a bit more of. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm sorry that part cut out. It just is what it is, I guess. And yeah, if you liked it, please subscribe and give me a like. put any comments if you have any questions. Put it in the comments below and I'll answer. And have a lovely week, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks.